And then I didn't know you did.
That was you. Okay.
That's I can All right, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Episode 66 of Hello Hello, the podcast with me, Ramo, and my lovely co-host, Jens. How you doing today, Jens?
Hi, I'm good. How you doing?
Mate, can't complain. Can't complain.
That's good.
Look, I'm not gonna complain. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
that would kind of, just dull the whole mood of the podcast. But yeah, no. Back on campus today for uni. Weirdly, it's a very strange feeling.
Do you have to wear masks?
No, no, yeah.
I guess same rules
Again?
apply in the real world.
Yes, yeah. So like we were wearing them on like the shuttle bus and obviously the public transport and all that
yeah.
sort of stuff. And like when I was on campus, I was wearing it, but like in the classroom because you're kind of spaced out, there wasn't really a need.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just weird traveling again. You know, like I didn't do it all that much last semester.
What, go to campus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
only like a handful of times. But now now we're back for like realsies, and yeah, it is. It's weird. I don't know.
Do you prefer it though, or have you gotten used to like online?
I mean, see, one half of me prefers online learning. The other half of me is like, you learn better in class.
You do learn better,
'cause
I feel.
there's less distractions and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the other unit that I'm doing at the moment, my professional experience one, where like we're making an app for a client. That's all from home basically. So that's fine. We're just doing like meetings over Zoom and all that sort of stuff every week and whatnot. And then just programming in between. So
Cool.
it's pretty fun.
Nice.
But enough about it. What have you been doing for the past week? You've been prepping because you got
I
you're
had
off next
surgery
week, I think. Yeah.
on Monday again.
Oofed.
But so yeah, I've been just trying to like stay home as much as I can. It's good that the weather hasn't been amazing, although today was very nice.
Today was very nice here too. Yeah.
Oh really? It's so
Yeah,
sunny.
super
It was
nice.
so nice.
I wore a beanie this morning
Mm.
to uni, and then I got to campus and I was like, oh, okay, this might have been a mistake. But because of my hair, once I put a beanie on, I have to commit.
You should
because if I
bring
take
a
it
hat
off,
just in case.
then I honestly, I was like, next time I'm doing that just in case, because it's when I leave for the morning, it's pretty fresh and cold. But by the time the bus gets to like halfway to where I need to go, it's super sunny and warm, and I was like, damn it. So
I hate
I
that.
just toughed it out. Yeah.
But yeah, basically staying indoors. I started playing Yakuza like a dragon because I finished God of War.
Yeah.
Still going to pester on that. It is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
One day.
One day.
Hopefully before November 8th.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, Yakuza is really good, and it's on the PlayStation Plus free games this month,
Yeah.
along with Tony Hawk 1 and 2 and Little Nightmares. This month of free games is bloody amazing. So
They're pretty good.
PlayStation friends, get on that, add it to your library before it's too late. I also got, Baja had a backbone. Do you know what a backbone is? I've only recently figured out what a backbone is.
Are you talking about the new PlayStation thing?
Well, they've been around for a long time.
Yes.
But now they have a newer version.
Yes.
But
which is like PS5ified.
I think so, yeah. Because this one's the Backbone 1 that I have in my hands right now.
It like I think the original one was just like a generic sort of like PlayStation controller.
It looks pretty good. It looks exactly what the Backbone 2 looks like for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is an ad. But I had no idea you could play PlayStation games on your phone. Like, I don't know how well it runs, but
so long as you've got like a fairly capable internet connection.
Because it needs to stream
when you're out
from
and
your
about.
PlayStation to your phone, which makes sense to do so. But yeah, really cool. So I'm curious to test it out and see if it's good enough to play games, because that'd be fun.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people when they announced this newer version of the Backbone. I saw a bunch of people like, why is it only on iPhone? Why is it like all that sort of stuff? And like I was like that too when they first brought them out, but then I was like, you know what? It actually kind of makes sense because all the iPhones are identical, like exactly the same, you know? But then you go over to Android and you've got like Samsung makes phones. You've got Motorola makes Android phones. You've got Google that makes their own. Like, and they're all slightly different sizes and all have slightly different ports in slightly different locations. So like, it's hard to make a controller that's like one size fits all.
Right, but iPhone is like, this is it.
But yeah, iPhone, like I said, like all the iPhone 13s, the 13 Pro, the 13, like they're all the exact same size unless you go for the 13 Pro Max.
I mean,
but like the ports are all in the exact same spot.
Yeah, I think the port is the most important thing because that can't change on the Backbone. Like you can pull it to what size it needs to be.
Yes, yeah, you can size it like out and in.
Yeah,
but not the port.
Yeah,
yeah.
Anyways,
you have to give it a go at some point though, because like you're kind of one of like the perfect sort of trials for it because you do have really nice internet at home.
It's true.
And then when you're out and about, you just be using like your 5G basically, which is still like super fast sort of.
I'm curious how that one's gonna go. But yeah, while I am recovering, I'm like, maybe this is a good time to test it out.
Yeah. Well, that's it too. Like just from laying in bed, just having it like on the other side of the home. As much as it wouldn't be too hard to just move the PlayStation.
No, it wouldn't be. But look, it's first person problems. All right. You don't want to be doing this.
It really is. It really is.
Are you playing anything new before we move on to the news?
No, we've got quite nothing. A bit. Oh, actually, you know what? Last night, I was sitting around. I was like, you know, I'm gonna pull out the Oculus, and I was just sitting in bed playing it because it's like you're gonna use it wirelessly. And I was just playing VR like poker, you know.
Oh.
Like I was just like, yeah, I'll give this a go. It was free. I was like, sure, let's try this. It's kind of fun, you know.
Is there
nothing serious?
Is it like a screen, or are you sitting there?
Like, no, like you're sitting in like you're sitting like in a casino, and like you can pick up your cards, you can like pick up all your chips and things like that. There was people passing vapes around the blackjack table.
Vapes.
Like VR vapes. It was an interesting place to be.
Yeah.
It's the meta is a wild place. Wild place. Yeah. But what about you, gents? Other than Yakuza, anything else that's jumped out at the moment that you're jumping into?
No. Mortuary Assistant came out today.
Yeah, okay.
I'm curious about that. Yeah. I want to check it out because I've seen a lot of TikToks and from the demos, you know, I'm sure you've seen the TikToks too, where it's a lady, like dead lady in a morgue. And they have to like...
and there's all the spooky shit happens.
Yes. So it's that game.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
That game's officially out as a record.
I've seen that a couple of times. I didn't know what it was called because, like, obviously all the TikTok peeps like, follow. It's in the link in bio, and I'm like, I'm not clicking that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not clicking that. I'm sorry. Someone nice, tell me in the comments, please. I'm not clicking that link in bio.
But yeah, I've always been interested in like morgues and stuff because I'm very fucking weird. So I'm curious on how it's gonna go. I feel like it's quite confronting.
I mean,
for stream,
I would think so. I would think so. You're probably going to have a disclaimer at some point.
Yeah. So maybe we'll check it out on the YouTube instead. Or TikTok.
Yeah, maybe. We'll check it. Like, we're big fans of spooky games. So I'm always down to do some gameplays with those.
All right, let's get into the news, shall we?
Yes. Anyways, Jens, funnily enough, you sort of just finished off with your PlayStation sort of spiel. Our first news topic this week is actually from Sony. So apparently, Sony plans to pump out a lot more PlayStation 5s this holiday season to get them into more hands of gamers. Look, I don't know what their definition of pump out means.
Yeah.
Does it mean an extra 60 consoles? Does it mean an extra 60,000 consoles? Who knows? But yeah, apparently Sony has announced that it will increase the production of the PlayStation 5 coming into the holiday shopping season. The company is saying this because they still plan to hit its projected 18 million units sold for the 2022 fiscal year. But a new financial earnings report published on July 29th reveals that significant improvements, and I quote, in the supply chain give the console manufacturer even more wiggle room. So what that probably means is things are slowly starting to open back up again. Obviously, the world is sort of coming out of the whole COVID phase. Probably factories are starting to like open back up to full capacity again. Things like that. Same with mining for silicon and all that sort of stuff. That's probably starting to ramp up a little bit more. So things are starting to become less and less hard to come by in a sense in terms of manufacturing. So yeah, it probably means that they're just able to basically probably
meet
double
demand.
their thing and meet more demand. Yeah, exactly. Again, like I said, there's no hard number as to what pump out means.
Well, hopefully
even
more than
today,
what they're doing now.
Yes,
That's
even
all.
today though, it is still incredibly hard to get your hands on one of these next gen consoles. A little easier for Xbox, but PS5s are still some of those unicorns,
I think
that
EB
are very hard
Games
to get.
today, while we're recording.
Yes, I saw that.
This
Yeah.
morning I saw 2 hours. Like when I saw it, it was 2 hours when they posted. Then they said updated. It's all been sold
It's
out.
gone. Yep.
It's like it's just going so quickly.
Yep. Because that's it. I think they've got to allot them to sort of each store, and then each store might only get like a handful, if that. So it's my recommendation, if you are in Australia and you are very much after a PlayStation 5, head into your local store and just ask the question. Because you just never know. A lot of the time when people put down pre-orders for things, if they don't go and pick it up in time, the pre-order just lapses and it's just sitting out the back until someone asks. So my recommendation, just head into a store, ask one of the lovely retail employees very nicely, please be very nice to your retail employees, if they have any PlayStation 5s at the back. Obviously, don't hold your breath because the answer's probably going to be no, but you never know. Yeah.
In other sad news, Indonesia has blocked Steam, Epic Games, PayPal, and more.
That's wild.
Yeah. So the Indonesian government has blocked popular gaming websites and web services after they didn't register for a new set of licensing rules. Not exactly clear on what said licensing rules are. Is it?
Okay.
So not sure exactly what that is. But the list of websites and services blocked are Steam, Epic Games, Battle.net, Ubisoft, Origin, Nintendo, Yahoo, and PayPal. And PayPal is really a big burn because like a lot of people had no idea this was going, like they must have either forgotten the date or whatever.
Well, I mean, you think like when you put your money into an account from a company like PayPal, you're like, okay, yeah, PayPal's a massive company. They're just gonna renew their license worldwide, so they can continue to have, like, that's fine. Yeah. You think as a customer that this is never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
it's not good. So no. PayPal basically has been temporarily unblocked to allow Indonesians a 5-day window to withdraw all of their money.
Damn.
So it's like they're gone for now, at least.
I wonder what
pretty major.
I wonder what the licensing rule was.
Yeah, I have no idea what exactly the licensing rules are, but it has been introduced. I think it was like 2020. So they had a lot of time to do something about it. So either it's morale or laziness, like who knows, on the business's behalf.
You would probably think it's some sort of regulation they probably don't agree with.
Yeah,
or
kind of like, I think it was Facebook who was like, no, we're not going to pay news, like articles.
Yep.
You know, that's how the world works. So yeah. Some companies did, though, agree and did sign up for the licensing regulations, like Amazon, Facebook, and Google. They met that deadline.
The three main pillars of the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, understandably, people are upset, especially gamers, but also people who rely on PayPal for like small business like commissions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing, but it's definitely going to do some major damage to the creative and gaming industries in Indonesia.
I mean, I would be incredibly surprised if this is permanent. I would assume that at some point Steam, like all the other companies that you listed before, are going to be like, shit, that's kind of a big market that we're missing out on.
Indonesia is a huge market. It's really big for Facebook, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
for gaming, Indonesia is one of
Yeah.
the biggest, and so to just lock them out is a pretty big deal. That I think Steam would very much want to fix that.
Yes, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like they'll probably just come to their senses at some point once they
Yeah.
see then the red numbers in their accounting books and things like that, and be like, oh shit, okay, hang on a minute. They probably just need to sign it. Again, who knows though? We like, you know, I myself might morally disagree with whatever this.
That's true. We don't know exactly
this
what
thing
the
is. I have
licensing
no idea.
rules are.
So it's
it could be something pretty immoral.
Yeah.
We
It could
have
be
no
like
idea.
every purchase, the Indonesian government gets 110% of that. Something like that. You know, I have no idea, but
Yeah.
it's who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Shame. Speaking of handhelds, I feel like there's a lot of handheld news coming out that I feel like a lot of companies are trying to dabble into. But Logitech G, which is like their gaming side,
Yes.
are doing a handheld, or at least are rumored of doing a handheld. This is still in speculation, so there's no actual release date or what the device is going to look like or whatnot. But it is rumored that Logitech G are teaming up with Tencent Games to, big company. Are Tencent Fortnite?
Tencent own like Rockstar Games, 2K games. They own a bunch of them. They're like probably one of the largest
games investment
multimedia
firm.
Yes, probably one of the largest multimedia peeps out there.
I feel like
honestly.
they do that gambling game. What's it called? Rage? Maybe?
Yeah, Raid.
No, Raid.
What is it?
Raid
Raid
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends, or whatever it is. Yeah,
Maybe.
that probably sounds familiar. They do PUBG Mobile, play out PUBG
that's
normally, League of Legends.
Okay.
They do. Like I said, they own a lot. They are probably the largest.
Yeah. Okay.
Gaming sort of conglomerate company.
Yep. Right.
There is. Yeah.
So they're working with Tencent Games to release a cloud gaming handheld later this year, which is currently called the Logitech G Gaming Handheld. Cool name.
They spent months.
They spent
up with that name.
years thinking of
you.
that name.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got there. It's too creative for even me to speculate.
Yeah, that's exceptional. That's exceptional.
I mean, is it better than InZone? I don't know.
Bro, don't fucking get me started. That's obviously got to be a placeholder.
A placeholder?
Name,
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of the Logitech G series stuff though is like Logitech G3592, Logitech G9059. Like they're all like numbered or something.
Best at naming stuff. So yeah. The device is expected to support NVIDIA GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming. So it should be able to handle PC games on the go, but that is pretty much all the information we have. Oh, and Xbox games, yes.
Yeah.
I'm curious on Xbox Cloud Gaming, because do we have that in Australia?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's just it's part of the ultimate tier.
Right. It's just PlayStation. We don't.
It's just a PlayStation we don't have
PlayStation.
No,
because of PlayStation 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Now that is interesting. I mean, like we said before, like Sony's just come out with a new rendition of it. Logitech's probably planning to come out with one. There's a bunch of other companies that are starting to do handheld sort of devices that plug your phone into them in some way. And it is because all these large companies are starting to do cloud gaming, you know? So there's obviously money to be made in this market. I
mean, I think
they're probably just jumping on it early.
Yeah, I think if they can crack mobile gaming to be as accessible as PC gaming and as good, they will make so much money, because the amount of mobile users compared to people who own PCs, let alone PCs that can actually run certain games that you want to play.
Like, you might say you own a PC, but it's like a Dell Optiplex, like a family computer or something.
A Mac for uni.
Yeah.
You're not going to play very much, but...
No.
So if they can crack mobile gaming and get really cool games on there, it's going to go crazy.
This is probably as well to help target a lot of that Asian market as well,
Yes.
because a lot of the
They
Asian
love
market, bar
mobile game.
Japan, eat their mobile gaming up
Yeah.
for breakfast.
I wonder why it's looked upon so differently in America. Because remember Diablo, when Diablo announced the next Diablo was going to be a mobile game,
Yeah.
the amount of shit people were giving them. But then in a lot of Asian countries, mobile game is so huge. Like, I think that's why PUBG's still going. PUBG Mobile
is basically held on by the tiny hairs that are still holding up PUBG Mobile.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that it's still being talked about to this day, is because PUBG Mobile is so big.
And I think Call of Duty Mobile is also really big.
Yeah, same with that reason too. Call of Duty Mobile is massive.
It's really surprising.
It's probably for a multitude of reasons. Again, I don't live in one of those Asian countries, so I have no real idea, you know? It could be due to income. It could be due to like just
maybe
like
data, like phone data.
Yeah,
is good.
Who knows?
Anyways,
I got no idea. It'd be interesting to see someone that does live in one of these countries as to why they are so popular.
Yeah. Like, I grew up in an Asian country, but I don't think mobile. Mobile's just came.
You grew up without like a lot of games. That was only until like your sort of later years that you started to go to internet cafes and things like that. So, like, even you yourself weren't that exposed to them.
That's true.
Up, you know. But yeah, it could also be, you know what, probably the biggest thing is, I think a lot of these days too, a lot of phone manufacturers are starting to make cheaper phones that run a lot better than what cheaper phones used to do. And so no one obviously every year wants to go out and spend $1,800 on a brand new iPhone. Like, that's kind of silly. And so people are probably like, you know, I'll just get a solid phone, make it last me 3-4 years, and then upgrade again. And as long as you get a half decent phone, you can make it last just as long as one of the higher end phones.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of them are targeted towards that Asian market. So it could probably just be that, you know? No idea. But it's some kind of weird gaming news, gents. Dr. Disrespect, a name that I honestly haven't heard all that much as of recently, has finally revealed some more content from his upcoming game. I don't know if you knew this, but he was making a game. Right. Yeah, we talked about this like last year or the year before or something like that. Yeah, he announced a gaming studio like not too long ago.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like his first big announcement from then. So onwards, Dr. Disrespect's NFT-enabled first-person shooter that is in active development at his new Midnight Society studio. Yeah, don't you worry, we're going to get to that. Has had its first real look at gameplay released early this week as backers begun to get access to a tech demo, or what they're calling a snapshot, where they have been sharing their experiences online through like Twitter or Reddit and stuff like that. So according to Midnight Society's website, Dead Drop, which is the name of this new game, will be, and I quote, the world's most community-focused online PvP multiplayer experience the world has ever seen.
Ambitious?
Yes, very ambitious, yeah. So what is being billed as a more sort of straightforward, like typical, think of a blend of like Tarkov and PUBG in a sense. What they call it is an ascending battle royale rather than a sprawling one. So you think a typical battle royale like, you know, PUBG, Apex Legends, Fortnite, when everyone drops out, they spread out throughout the map, you know, from like one of 4 different areas, north, south, east, west, that sort of range. Dead Drop, you're kind of going to be in, it looks like it's set in some cyberpunk type city. And it looks like all these battles take place inside like a skyscraper in a sense. So you think rather than being spread out,
interesting,
you know, geographically, you're spread out vertically. So like you might spawn on like floor 16, I might spawn on floor 68, and then like you just work up or down to kind of like, you know, reach the, basically your whole point is to reach the top first for immediate extraction, like just to get to the top in a sense. And between you and the top, there's going to be both player and AI controlled characters that you've also got to take down. So that's kind of the whole point of the game in a sense. Yeah. What's more interesting though, is a lot of people who are online have sort of been critically panning what they've seen so far, saying that it doesn't look anything too crash hot from what we've like already seen kind of. And honestly, I'm kind of agreeing with them. I've
Yeah,
watched
okay.
some of the little snippets that have come out, and they kind of look just pretty bland. So like from the little 1 minute sort of gameplay video that I saw, and I'll have it running behind us,
Yeah, let me look this
for those that are watching the YouTube thing. It kind of just looks like a cyberpunk type shooter set in a dimly lit city and like in a building. And what I saw was basically just a shooting range. Gunplay doesn't look anything other too interesting than what you would expect to see in like Call of Duty or something similar to that. Movement style doesn't look anything too crazy. And of course this game is still in active development, like, so take it with a grain of salt. The devs are still obviously working on it, and they still have time to sort of wow us and, add more to it, all that sort of stuff. But what else is more interesting, and what I sort of touched on earlier, Jens, the NFTs that are attached to Dead
I'm
Drop.
curious about this.
So, like I said before, they have what they're calling snapshots, which are like playable demos of the game. So currently, to be able to access one of these snapshots, which is a build of the game, basically just a playable demo, which is, I saw another sort of creator talk about it. They linked it to something that you would typically see at a gaming event like E3 or PAX. So you think like, you get like a mission segment or like a small little snippet of like a PvE experience that maybe lasts for like 5-10 minutes or something like that. And then you're like at the end, okay, great, thank you for playing, see you next time. Game releases August 19th, 2025, like that sort of stuff. That's typically what a snapshot build is of a game, or like a playable demo in a sense. It's kind of like that. So to be able to access those, you have to buy an NFT, or what Midnight Society are calling a Founder's Action Pass. Probably a way to get around the whole stigma of NFTs. And what these action passes allow you to do is practically download and test a playtest, Jens, a small portion of the game, and then vote on whether or not you want to see features added or removed from that playtest going forward. So in layman terms, what they're doing is getting people to pay them to playtest the game, which typically in the industry is reversed. If you want something playtested, you reach out to like some firm who like contracts a bunch of people, and they get paid to playtest the game. They're reversing
don't like
it.
this.
So it's kind of interesting.
And let me guess, it's going to be an NFT that's connected to, like, they're gonna get the money. They're gonna profit off of it.
Without a doubt. So it's, it is like, and I knew about these NFTs for a good while. They announced it not too long ago, and I saw Twitter went up in flames because of it.
Yeah.
And it is. It's kind of off-putting. It unfortunately is the way that the internet seems to be going these days, though. So it does look like something that is going to stick around, unfortunately.
That would suck.
It would suck. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to pick this up and play it, depending on its price point, what the inclusions are going to be. Like, am I going to have to buy an NFT at some point to be able to even play this? Who knows? But yeah, there's no real release date on or anything like that. And this sort of, like, the videos that came out aren't exactly official, because they're like released by players that have got access to the playtest and things like that. So nothing has like officially come out from Midnight Society yet. So again, take it all with a grain of salt and whatnot. But
well, Midnight Society, they have their official gameplay drop though.
Yes, they have announced like a release a trailer and things like that for it in the past. So we kind of already knew, but like all of these kind of like unsolicited clips that are coming out, I guess you could call them. They're sort of like unofficial ones,
Yeah, I'm watching it now, and all the comments are like, oh, it's nice that someone's working on a PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah. And look, again, like I said too, it is still in development, so they're probably still very bare bones sort of stuff.
Work by the dev team is what they say.
Yeah. So you really can't hark on them too much for it. But one funny thing was Dr. Disrespect keeps saying that this is going to blow games like Call of Duty out of the water.
I bet he does.
And I would be very, very interested to see just how true that is. Apparently he did it not too long ago when they released the first campaign gameplay trailer for the new Modern Warfare 2 that's coming out later this year. Apparently he watched it like live on stream, and then paused it midway through and was like, you know what, I could log into the Dead Drop like a server right now and take a screenshot of something that's in the build, and it would blow this out of the water. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Is that cockiness?
Yeah. I mean, he does it as part of the character.
That's what I'm wondering also.
Like,
it's like, are you just G'ing people up as well?
He is the perfect character because it G's people up. It gets them talking about it.
But
it
I
gets
also
them
wonder
clicks
if he
on like
believes
their
it,
Twitter feed
so.
and like all that sort of stuff. Look, probably to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, anyone that would be in his position that's creating something, obviously you're proud of what you're creating, or hopefully you're proud of what you're creating. So, you know, there's probably also that's part of it. But
I guess time will tell with that one.
Yes. I will be keeping my eyes and ears very close to this whole debacle because it is very intriguing to see just how it's going to pan out, you know?
Yeah, please do. Please update me.
Yes.
So on very exciting news, our lovely
I thought you'd be excited about this. Yeah.
Annapurna Interactive did a little showcase last week, which is exciting. So as you may know, Annapurna made Stray, just for the listeners. So they have released
among Jen's other
of
games.
course,
yes.
a lot of other games as well, like Outer Wilds and such. But they released a couple of trailers and announcements of upcoming games and like teaser trailers and stuff. So I'm just going to go through them very quickly. But the first one is called Thirsty Suitors, which is a action adventure.
I think we talked about this.
I think we talked about this because it's very familiar to me.
During the it was either during the E3 one or the one before that. Yeah.
Because it definitely rings a bell.
Yes, yeah.
But action adventure RPG, and it's a female protagonist who is juggling exes, crushes, school, and parents' expectations. So very much like Scott Pilgrim versus the World feeling, because you kind of have to battle your exes, and you skateboard a lot in this game, and the colors are beautiful. It looks great. I'm very curious about this one. No exact release date, but it is releasing in 2022, and it'll be coming on Steam, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, and Game Pass. That's exciting. Yeah.
It looks very interesting. It looks like it's going to be a wacky sort of wild time. It doesn't look like a typical sort of game. It looks like a whole mishmash of things. So it's going to be one of those ones that it'll be very interesting to see people play through for sure.
Very curious on that. Yeah. The next one is Hindsight, which is coming out August 4th. I don't exactly know what this game is going to be like from the trailer, but it's a cinematic adventure game where a woman sorts out boxes left behind and reminisces about her own memories of the past.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's like more of a story thing where we try and unravel this person's past and like we slowly get like drip fed little things.
Yeah. Yep. It's probably going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Because it looks very out there. The art style is very interesting. I'm a big fan of the art style.
The art style is very cool.
But it does. It looks like it's going to be very out there and kind of one of those like you said, Jens, where you slowly piece things together until it like comes full circle. And you're like, oh,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's probably going to have some fun twist at the end. So this would be good for like those stream sort of games, like, you know, especially if you do them over like 2 or 3 streams.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like watching like a drama thriller movie together in a sense, you know.
The next one is a developer spotlight from the people who made Kentucky Route Zero, which is a game that I've actually been really curious about, but haven't checked out.
Yep.
There's not much that was spoken about their new Untitled project, but they say that it will focus on performance and will have a funnier, quicker tempo. Whereas Kentucky Route Zero, the previous game, had some comedic elements, but it was very sad. So their next game will be of a lighter tone. So that's interesting.
Do you reckon that was the players asking that, or was the developers like, "Come on, boys, this is too developing to animate. We gotta spice things up here. We gotta like make it a bit more exciting."
Maybe. I mean, like probably I like things that are a bit tragic. You know, I'm happy for that. But maybe they just wanted to do a bit more.
Yeah, and it's good too that there are games like that, because otherwise every game out there is just going to be the same sort of experience.
Yeah.
Every game's going to be a wacky sort of go happy experience. Or it's just going to be a typical first person shooter like Deadloop is, or it's just like, so it is good that they're doing something different. And that's where studios like Annapurna come in, and they kind of greenlight all of these left of field ideas and, give people a chance to sort of like showcase their creativity, their stories and things like that. So it's, which is why a lot of people are fans of them, Yeah.
The next game is called Bounty Star: The Morose Tale of Graveyard Clem, which is a Western sci-fi mashup. Cool. And in the trailer, there's a female who is in like this dusty old westy town, and then she suddenly is in a mech suit meleeing and attacking with it. I have no idea what this game is like, but it looks like you're in a Western town, but you've got mechs to like do stuff with.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay.
So interesting.
I'm watching because Jen's wrote all this up as I was eating lunch, and I'm watching all the trailers as she's going over them. This looks kind of fun, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know about the movement system. The movement system seems kind of clunky. Obviously, you're in a mech, so
but I'm wondering
it's a bit different,
how it feels and looks. So, because it's quite a short trailer, but that'll be coming out in 2023. So that's fun.
Okay, that's all. Nice way. Yeah.
Yeah. Outer Wilds, as we know, has been out for a while, but the Switch version of Outer Wilds is still in development and taking longer than expected. But the studio did announce that new gen upgrades are coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S. So basically, they'll be running at 60 frames per second for console players, which is always nice. I mean, I think for PC players, you don't really have any issues there, but good news for console players, because that's always nice to have that upgrade.
Yeah.
And that update will be available on September 15. All right, three more.
Just around the corner. Yeah.
Flock, the next one, is a cute flight game filled with color and like colorful, cartoony characters and creatures.
This does look cute. Cool.
It's very cute. I don't know exactly what the hell this game is. I think it's gonna be like Journey, where you just kind of talking.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this trailer. It does look like it's kind of going to be one of these surreal experiences where you just kind of go with the flow and follow like a brief, like, they keep nudging you in the right direction and things like that until the end, where it's super sad and depressing and you cry for about 45 minutes after you finish it, So
no idea if there's any like real goal in this, or if it's just going to be like a journey. Like you just go and you figure it out. You know what? There's nothing to it.
It would be cool if there was no end to this. It was just like hey, we made this cute environment. Just go fly around in it.
Yeah. Because you can
just
fly with your friends in this.
The tagline is flock, gather your friends. So don't know whether that means your actual real life friends and this has multiplayer, or if it's like you just play as some form of character that goes around and befriends all of these cute little animals that are in the environment. I don't know. Very excited to see when this comes out.
Yeah, well, sadly, no exact date on when this is coming out, but it will be on Xbox, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Steam, and PC Game Pass. Yeah. So, that's cool. This next one is basically nothing of a show, like a trailer. It's a very, very, very brief teaser for the next game from the creator of Katamari Damacy. Which I know the character. I've seen the character before, and if you see the trailer of Katamari Damacy, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the teaser showed what appeared to be a young person's face opening their eyes and then being licked by a dog, and that's it. That is all we get from this. Cool. And you know what? I'm fucking here for it because it looks cute. The music's cute, and the art style looks really good. So, and there's a dog, so I can't complain.
Yeah, the art style, I agree with Jen. It does look very cute.
It's very Japanese,
it looks
doodle
drawing.
It
looks Japanesey. It looks like Japanese doodle drawing, but it's also got like some comic book vibe to it. Because if you look closely, there's all this like dot shading to it. Which looks like when the older comics were printed, it was all dot shading. So
yeah, that's right.
It looks like that.
So absolutely nothing more to that trailer. No trailer, like no date, no platform, nothing. No title either.
On YouTube, it's literally got 3 question marks.
Yeah, there is no
type
title.
symbol, short teaser. Like, there's no title, so like it's probably in very, very early development.
Yeah, but it looks really cool.
It does, yeah.
This last one I'm actually very intrigued about. It's called The Lost Wild.
Yes,
And
yes.
have you heard of this? I haven't.
No, I was, like I said before we started recording, I was also looking at like things to put into this week's episode, and I saw that Annapurna did their showcase over the last couple of days. And so I was reading the breakdown of like what was announced, and I saw this. This jumped out to me because I'm a big fan of survival games.
Yes,
big fan.
And I think very much. Okay, I'll just talk about it. It's a trailer for a first-person survival horror game. Ding, ding, ding. We love all of that. Called The Lost Wild.
You're ticking all my boxes.
Exactly.
All my boxes so far. Yeah.
So you see in the trailer a character navigating the jungle, trying to gather supplies from abandoned buildings, stumbling across a stegosaurus, and coming face to face with more carnivorous breeds of dinosaurs. And basically what I'm getting, it's Alien Isolation, but make it dinosaurs.
That's what I was gonna say. It's got like big Alien Isolation vibes. I don't know if you ever seen them, but Turok Dinosaur Hunter was like an older sort of game that was on. I remember playing on N64, which I probably shouldn't have been playing at the age that I was playing it. But yeah, you walked around like a very similar sort of environment, like it was all jungly and things like that. And basically hunted dinosaurs. It was kind of cool.
I think the dinosaurs are hunting us in this.
Yeah, so it does seem like you're very much on the back foot a lot of the time. It doesn't seem like you have any weapons, or the character does in the trailer. At least you can probably craft some at some point. I
wonder if you're crafting or trying to get to
running.
like a evacuation site, but it feels like you just have to hide from dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and I there hasn't been a game like this in so long. Like Alien Isolation was great, and aliens are cool, but there hasn't been like all the dinosaur games are us trapping them, or like we are on the front of it, but now it's like they're fucking our shit up, which is probably what they would have done if they were alive when we were. So it's really interesting. So I'm very, very curious about this one. But sadly, no release date is announced with this one. Damn it. So who knows? It's always the good ones. The last two, man.
That's all right. That's all right. You win some, you lose some.
Exactly. It'll come one day.
Yeah. We'll keep our eyes and ears put on all these sorts of trailers and things like that, because there's some that are coming out this year. There's some that are already announced for next year, and there's like a couple of the last ones that we just didn't have a release date for. So we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled. We'll let you guys know what we hear when we hear it. But yeah, there's a couple of good ones in there. I'm excited for the future Annapurna.
Me too, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, keep it up. Because they're like the only studio, like we said before, that are kind of doing all these weird, wacky things. So
yeah, they kind of like Devolver.
Yeah. Yep.
But
they're
they,
very much
instead
in their
of
own,
like
lane.
Yeah, instead of actually making the games, they kind of like give other creators a platform to release them on, which I like.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to, I don't know if you've seen, Jens, speaking kind of that last one, Steam's currently doing a Steam Survival Fest sale at the moment. And so I was hoping that it was multiplayer, because I've always wanted to play it, but Green Hell is on sale at the moment.
Yes.
I think I'm going to pick it up because it seems kind of fun.
Green Hell.
Oh wait, no, online co-op it says. So maybe we give this a go. It's in one of the tags.
Yeah. It's kind of like The Forest, right?
It's kind of like The Forest, yes. But it looks like a newer sort of version of it. The one thing that is really kicking into gear for me is the new update they've done not too long ago called Animal Husbandry. You can capture and befriend capybaras. So
you love them.
I love capybara. So
you've been obsessed with them very recently. This is a sign.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw it in like the thumbnail, I was like, sold.
Done.
Sold. Yeah.
What do I get my money?
You've convinced me. Yeah, you've convinced me. So I think I'm going to be checking that out sometime soon.
Yeah, seek one.
But yeah. Anyways, Jens, I think that's all we've gone through for the week. We had a fair bit. Was there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up for the end of the week?
Well, we might be off next week for the podcast for me to recover. So we'll keep you you guys updated on when we
Mm.
will be back. But it shouldn't be more
We do
than 2
have.
weeks.
I think we do have a gameplay banked.
Yeah,
So,
so
depending
hopefully
on
we
whether
can
or not we can get
replace-
that edited out, there will be some form of a substitute.
Yeah.
You know,
that
but
time away.
just keep your eyes and ears peeled on the Discord or the Twitter, and we'll probably post what the plan is. But yeah, I'm the same. Nothing from me either. Other than that, if you didn't add that, I was going to add that anyway. So thank you for covering that. As always, guys, thank you always for listening. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What?